this year has been dominated by coronavirus. The crisis has hit our societies hard in all kinds of ways. But it also presents an opportunity. It gives us a chance, once the virus is under control, to build back better. Using green principles. Because green investment will not only help us move closer to our international climate and environmental goals, it will also make our economies more resilient to future shocks.
The UN system must be made fit for purpose to deliver on the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, which is the ultimate prevention agenda.
Today is the beginning of a global mobilization effort to rally all forces behind this Great Reset initiative.
The Kingdom of the Netherlands remains firmly committed to international cooperation. In fact, we have enshrined it in Article 90 of our Constitution, which states, "The government shall promote the development of the international legal order."
In short, we need a great reset.
De reset-vraag, ja, helemaal eens. Ik ben de minister die SDG's moet coördineren op nationaal niveau. Ik ben lid van een stroom van denkers bij het World Economic Forum.
So we have to prepare for a more angry world, and how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action.
Now is the historical moment, the time, not only to fight severe virus, but to shape the system for the need for the post-corona era. We must not miss this unique window of opportunity.
Certainly in an area like health, partnerships are absolutely important. And I think in some ways those partnerships validate the impact that can be had.
Nou, in eerste instantie hebben we ons natuurlijk in een vroeg stadium meteen politieke steun uitgesproken weer voor de WHO. Kijk, geen enkele organisatie is perfect en in het kader van het coronavirus weten we ook niet welke steken er zijn men heeft laten vallen of welke politieke druk men heeft moeten weerstaan of niet kunnen weerstaan.
Thank you for this opportunity to say a few words at this year's event 201. The high-level simulation exercise for pandemic preparedness and response, hosted by Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, the World Economic Forum, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Now here we are. We didn't simulate this. We didn't practice. As we enter into this, we haven't practiced at all.
Laat ik sowieso al stellen dat wat mij betreft de impact van het virus natuurlijk vanaf het begin een multidisciplinaire en internationale aanpak vraagt. Er is geen andere oplossing.
Maar dat we ons samen sterk maken voor een wereldorde die weer een tijd mee kan. Voor onszelf en voor het collectief. After all, what country does not benefit from a stable and secure international environment? From free and fair world trade? From peace instead of armed conflict, from prosperity instead of poverty, from equality instead of inequality.
The absolute equality exists in Soviet Union, quote unquote equality. Everybody is equal in dirt, except some people are more equal than the others in Politburo.
And it's up to us, the leaders of the United Nations of the world, to carry this legacy forward and make the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement a reality.
The population going to get so big that feeding everybody and maintaining the environment is going to be impossible. Huge change in the mortality rates in developing countries, which then has this effect of reducing population growth. That's this big benefit that then makes everything like education and nutrition a lot easier. Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. We could cut the number of children who die every year from about 9 million to half of that if we have success on it. And the benefits there in terms of reducing sickness, reducing the population growth, reducing the population growth. Can we drop the number of children who die per year in half and get the reduction in sickness and population growth that comes with that? That is sort of front of mind all the time. These are all about saving lives. And the good news is that as you make those breakthroughs, the population growth in the country goes down. Well, certainly the foundation that my wife and I have has found it extremely important to reach out to private organizations. A lot of those are partnerships with drug companies. I mean, and we're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
So, are these vaccines safe?
Well, the FDA, not being pressured, will look hard at that. The FDA is the gold standard of regulators, and their current guidance on this, if they stick with that, is very, very appropriate.
But the the data showed that everybody with a high dose had a side effect.
Yeah, but some of that is not dramatic, where it's just super painful.
They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be blacks and Native Americans.
I'm delighted to announce the Netherlands commitment of 325 million euros to Gavi between 2021 and 2030.
So we have to think how we can create a better equilibrium, for example, through new tax systems, through incentives, and particularly through education, reskilling and upskilling to prepare the people for the skills which are needed tomorrow.
Dit doen we samen en Nederland als geen ander, samen met de universiteiten, is eigenlijk de belichaming van SDG 17. Klimaatverandering is de grootste bedreiging wereldwijd.
Maar ik zeg er één ding bij. Iedereen die zich groen voordoet is eigenlijk rood van binnen. Want die hele groene beweging is niets anders dan socialisme in een andere verpakking. Want het resultaat is gewoon dat de staat ons hele leven kan gaan controleren, overal belastingen over kan heffen, al ons gedrag kan gaan veranderen en ons gaan dwingen om allerlei dingen anders te doen, met als enig doel er zelf meer macht door te krijgen, zelf groter door te worden. Want voor het klimaat, zoals wij laten zien in dit filmpje, heeft het echt geen enkel effect.
Onze molens waren de motor van een nieuw land. Dan kunnen onze windmolens toch ook de motor worden van een nieuwe wereld. Alleen met een nieuwe economie zullen we floreren in een tijd van technologische en industriële revolutie.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume. It will change actually us, our own identity. And of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data, and this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami.
So, again, sadly, the richer countries that do contain the epidemic will not allow people from those countries to come in unless they are quarantined or tested or prove they're immune.
In future, voice connectivity will be in every room and almost every object. Your mattress will monitor your nightmares, your fridge will beep for more cheese, your front door will sweep wide the moment you approach like some silent butler, and every one of them minutely transcribing your every habit in tiny electronic shorthand, stored not in their chips or in their innards, nowhere you can find it, but in some great cloud of data that lowers ever more oppressively over the human race.
Thank you very much for joining this important Great Reset Initiative launch.